Hello, once again, boys and girls, we're back for yet another episode of I Or Know. I believe it's episode 7 now. We're fair getting into this series, and I'm enjoying it. Once again, Jenny Gilmore, 10 random numbers, please. Go for it.
5, 15, 20, 25, 35, 45, 55, 60, 65 and 72.
It's always very random, this series. I never know who I'm going to be talking about before I actually sit down and do the episode, so let's get through there and see what players I'm talking about today. Alright lads, and welcome back to, yes, another episode of I Or Know. I've already said that in this video. Why am I saying it again? Anyway, Football Content Awards, you can still vote for me. There is another way that you can vote for me, and especially if you have Twitter. All you have to do is simply tweet this section of text. I am voting for @1885Ben and at the FCAs for hashtag best young content creator. And that's it. Then you'll have voted for me and I'll get an extra vote in the bag. Well lads, now into today's episode of I Or Know. And first up, as you can see, the man himself, Joe Cardle. You know what I'm going to say here. I mean, he's a club legend in my opinion, or at least a modern day club legend. Certainly in my time supporting the club, he is definitely up there. Therefore, I'm going to say an aye for Joe Cardle. I want him to come back one day. I can see it happening, whether it's in a playing capacity or a coaching capacity. I can just see it happening one day. I hope it happens one day, if not in the near future, in years to come, because I think he just suits our club, and especially the way we're wanting to go now. We wanting to have players that really want to play for the club, and I think Joe is indeed one of them. Next up is Ross Doohan, obviously goalkeeper at Ayr United. I believe he's on loan, but I could be wrong on that front. I know he was on loan at one point. I don't know if he still is or if he's a permanent Ayr United player. However, Ross Doohan, I do rate him, and conceded a little amount of goals that have meant Ayr United have been able to sustain themselves within the promotion playoff places basically all season. Goes to show that he's doing something right, and he's obviously had a good team around him in the last few seasons, but I do believe that his quality has allowed them to push up and better themselves in recent years. Obviously they were stuck down in League One for a good amount of time, and then they've come up into the Championship and really proven their worth under Ian McCall, and then obviously now under Mark Kerr, and Ross Doohan's had a massive part to play in that, being almost ever present in between the sticks for Ayr United. So he's going to get another eye from me, because I just don't see a reason why I should be saying no to this guy. He's proven his worth, and he's a valuable asset for Ayr United. Next up on the list that Jenny randomly chose was Falkirk player Louis Longridge. Now, I'm not entirely sure if he's actually going to extend his deal at Falkirk. I'm not sure what the situation is with that yet, but of course he played for Dunfermline Athletic and he played for Falkirk before that, so he certainly doesn't have any loyalty between any of the rivalries between any of these clubs. He's also played for Raith Rovers as well, so he's played for the lot. He's played for all of Dunfermline's rivals, Raith Rovers' rivals and Falkirk's rivals, so he doesn't give a hoot. When he came to Dunfermline, I was quite pleased. I thought he was going to be a quality asset, and he was proven so in about the first, 5 to 10 games maybe, and then I think he just really tailed off, and I ended up really not rating the guy after he left. So unfortunately for him, it's going to be a no on this occasion, because I simply don't see the quality of player that I was expecting to see at Dunfermline, and then he's obviously moved on to other clubs that he had played for in the past, and I just don't rate that, especially when it's Falkirk. Sorry lads, I gave an eye to Michael Doyle last week because I like him as a guy. Louis Longridge doesn't get that from me, so it's a no. And next up, another player that has spent some of his recent playing days at Falkirk FC. Obviously, doesn't do that now. He currently plays for Partick Thistle after going down south and then coming back up to Scotland. Now, the man to the side of me here scored goals for a poor Falkirk team a few seasons ago, and you could argue that he proved his worth for that team considering how poor they were, and he managed to get double-figure goals in a season where obviously Falkirk had played some of their worst football pretty much in their very recent history, if not their entire history as a football club. However, I don't rate Zach Rudden. I don't, and there's something about him that I just haven't clung to at all. Obviously, playing for Falkirk doesn't help, but as a football player, I don't think he's actually as good as he looked when he played for that Falkirk team. He obviously played well enough to score the amount of goals he did, but I don't think he'll replicate that. And if he does, well, I'll hold my hands up, but I don't see it personally, so therefore Zach Rudden gets a no. Next up is the best player at Hibs, Scott Allan. Now I put the quotation marks around that because it was quite a debatable pick. Some people picked Scott Allan, some people went with someone like Martin Boyle, people went with Christian Joy. Try that one again, oh my god. Some people went with Christian Doidge, thank you. But I went with Scott Allan, and I just do believe that this guy on his day is the best player at Hibs. The important part to put to that is on his day, because if he's not up to his best, then he probably can be a bit kind of chasing shadows and not really noticeable in the game, maybe hiding a wee bit, but if he's on his game, I think he is one of the best players on any football pitch that he steps foot on, especially within Scottish football. So it's pretty obvious what my answer is going to be for this one. It is definitely an aye for Scott Allan. I think he deserves it overall. Now next up is another player that spent part of his playing career at Ayr United recently and moved on to Dundee United. Another important cog for Ayr United in recent years as well. Obviously then moved on to Dundee United and has won promotion with them back up to the Premiership. He's been an important player for both sides and has proven his worth. He's a quality right back and has filled in at other positions at times as well for both clubs in recent history. And he's got call-ups to the Scotland Under-21 squad in the past as well. So he's doing well for himself, and I think like Ross Doohan, he was a really valuable asset for Ayr United and then has proved to be that once he's moved on to a different club. In the exact same vein that Lawrence Shankland did, it simply has to be an aye for a player that goes on and proves his worth as he has done. So Liam Smith gets an aye from your man 1885 Ben. Next up on today's list is your man Nat Wedderburn. Yes, I did just sing that live on camera. You only get quality content on this channel. Nat Wedderburn, you've got to love the guy. Played for Dunfermline a few seasons ago now and got let go at the end of the 2017-18 season. Probably rightfully so. I think his time was kind of up at that point. He was kind of in and out of the squad at that point and wasn't getting regular game time. And he moved on to Ayr Dronians, who he has performed well for. I've seen him a couple of times playing for them. He still does his kind of bullying, kind of best in the middle of the park, using his strength to push off players, etc. And that iconic moment versus Wraith Rovers, I will put a photo of that iconic moment up on the screen right now, where they were about to get relegated. We won the game 1-0 and he took it into the corner and muscled off about 3 or 4 Wraith Rovers players. What a man. He can only get an eye for me. I love the boy and it was fantastic to be able to see him play in the black and white. Now next up is a Dundee player, and whoa, Dundee fans, do not click off the video assuming that I'm going to slag your club here and say no to yet another Dundee player, because I'm going to surprise you and give an aye to Jordan Marshall. When he played for Queen of the South, I was an advocate of him possibly joining Dunfermline if it was ever possible. Dundee came down to the Championship and took that opportunity away from us. So I can't exactly say that I would ever say no to Jordan Marshall, considering I wanted him at my club at one point in his career. I think he's probably been a steady enough player for Dundee over the course of this season, and for that reason he's getting an eye for me still. See, I didn't continually bash your club. Second last on today's list is Mitch Megginson, the Cove Rangers striker who has been an absolute talisman for his club in the last, God knows how long, scoring goal after goal after goal after goal, getting them promotion after promotion. It does look like he's spearheaded them into League One once again, getting them a promotion, and I think they'll perform well in League One once they eventually get there next season. So therefore, Mitch Megginson simply has to get an eye for me. And finally, on today's list is an interesting one for Morton fans, Falkirk fans, and now Kelty Hearts fans. Michael Tidser. I'm going to keep it straight and sweet with you here. I'm going to give Michael Tidser a no. Maybe back in his day when he was a class player for Morton in the Championship, but I can't really remember those days. I wasn't really paying attention to individual players as much as I do now, and Michael Tidser was apparently one of the best players in the Championship back in his day. I wouldn't say so now. He's now moved on to Kelty Hearts, and I wouldn't say that he's proven me any different. I don't rate him at all. So it's a no for Michael Tidser. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that one in the comments below. It'll be interesting to see what Morton, Falkirk, and if you're watching Kelty Hearts fans think on that one. But that's it for this video guys. Cheers for watching. If you did enjoy it, please give it a like, comment down below, aye or no for the players I've mentioned, and subscribe for more of this type of content. Continue to vote for me in the Football Content Awards, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers guys.